This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Before I jump into this draft, I want to remind you that Card Kingdom sponsors my content. You can support them and support me by clicking on the link in the description below, which will take you to their store using a referral link. That's if you're on YouTube. And if you're here on Twitch, you have to click on their logo below, but it'll do the same thing. They got magic apparel, magic cards. If you need some holiday gifts for your magic playing friends or family, you can get them there too. Actually, I guess we went 3-3 in Zendikar to start the day. I think I said Kaladesh. All right, so yeah. So this is a pretty good pack. I think the Charger, the Wizard, and Royal Eruption are all things you take with the first pick sometimes. The Charger as a 5-mana 5/4 with Trample and Haste, when you kick it, can be pretty devastating, obviously enough. Royal Eruption is a premium removal spell. I do think the Charger wins here, but it's close. And I'm also letting the fact that I haven't actually played with or against this card yet to color my choice a little bit, because I'd like to. But I do think it's right to take it over Royal Eruption and Umara Wizard here. So we will. Okay. Then there's this pack. McKindy Stampede's a nice double-faced modal card. I don't think I'd normally want to take it here. Merfolk Windrobber is not bad. Skyclave Pickaxe can be pretty devastating. Pack Beast ties a lot of decks together. Anyone concerned about creature types, it works well in. None of these cards are great. Vanquish the Weak and Bubble Snare are both fine removal spells. I have a hard time calling either of them premium, although if you're in the kicker deck, this gets to be really silly. But they're both pretty good. I just don't love the Pickaxe. Like, the landfall decks are just so hard to make, cards that don't do anything unless you get landfall going really bother me, and that's what that is. So, I think in the end I'll take Bubble Snare. Ooh. So, this is always an interesting situation. So, the blue and red cards in this pack aren't very good. And I think we just take Cleric of Life's Bond here and see if the Cleric deck's open. It's not a very strong pack in general, and Cleric of Life's Bond is by far the best card in it, so it's what we're going to take here in the end. We'll see what's up with Clerics, and we may or may not end up playing these cards. It just depends how that pans out. Definitely worth the speculation. Okay, nothing especially cleric-y here. Vanquish the Weak is pretty good. These red cards are all pretty replaceable, so I think I do just take the Vanquish here. They're all just like, yeah, I'll play them, but none of them are exciting. Even in the right, like a Wizard deck, it's fine, but I think Vanquish the Weak's going to be a little better for us. Got some slow drafting going here. So this, between this week and next week, I'll be streaming again tomorrow, which will be the first time in a long time I've done both Saturday and Sunday. And I'm also going to stream on Thursday. This coming Thursday, and then on Saturday and Sunday again. I'm going to start streaming at least 3 days a week for most of the month of December. Not this week, obviously, just doing 2, but we'll get there. Okay. So we got Relic Vial here, which is a very powerful cleric payoff. I like the Blood Priest, but, we're taking the Vial. Right now, it looks like Clerics is where we're going to go. Relic Axe is also quite good. Would have been better in our last deck, but, Take Relic Vial there. All right, and Jerboa is good, but we already have 2 very powerful Cleric payoffs, and I think that means Expedition Healer is just going to be better for us. So right now, looks like we're going Clerics. See whether we stick in that direction. We do have a reasonable blue card, 2 pretty good cards in other colors, so we'll see, but looks promising. I mean, if we're going to see, you know, the healer's not amazing, but in this deck, I mean, it's a Cleric and it gains you life, and if you have other Clerics, and that just is a great card. Well, then there's this pack, which doesn't really have anything. Oh, good. Good timing. Good timing for that. Why has this been happening to me? So, got disconnected. It's been happening to me lately. Might need to look into it. Let's see if we missed that pick. Looks like we did, but I'm glad we made it back for this one, though, because we're grabbing this Blight Priest. So, yeah, we got an Akum Hellhound there. Luckily, that pack wasn't a strong one, so we didn't lose a whole lot. I mean, I can't remember exactly what was in it, but there wasn't anything I was thrilled about. I would rather miss the Hellhound pick than the Cleric of Lifespawn, the Marauding Blight Priest, though. I can tell you that much. Okay, so we definitely want Core Celebrant. We're starting to get sort of the combo going, the like incidental life gain that kills our opponent thing going. You know, the Shadow Cat's not bad, but and in a vacuum it's better, but in this deck, the way it's going, we definitely want Celebrant. Looking good so far is all I can say. Let's see if we can keep it up. So, Lifespawn gains +1/+1 counters. We may have a few other ways to gain them too, and I think that makes the Snake a little better. This does have a party creature type, which could come up, but there's a good chance I don't play either of these. But we'll take the Constrictor. Yeah, so I guess we'll take a red card here. Yeah, if we could just get multiple copies of Blight Priest, Core Celebrant, and Relic Vial, we'll be pretty happy. It does feel like Black and White have sort of dried up late in this pack, but what we did get in this opening pack is very strong start for a Cleric deck. I mean, there's not a whole lot more you can ask for that's like a reasonable thing to ask for than what we got, which is, you know, Blight Priest, Relic Vial, and Cleric are great Cleric / life gain payoffs. And then we have, you know, some other stuff, but yeah, early in this format, I had 3 of the Priest ones, which was pretty awesome. Okay, so Canyon Jerboa is alright. This isn't like the ideal deck for it, but it is fine. You know, we'll have creatures in play. Practice Tactics can be good, but we already have... Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't have great removal at this point. We just have okay removal. Right now, Tactics will just be doing 2, but it's pretty likely we end up with more party creatures. We could just take Vanquish the Weak, but yeah, I'd probably take the Jerboa in the end here. Yeah. That landfall trigger is powerful, and we do want to go a little wider in an ideal world, but it's powerful anyway, you know. Man, so, you know, this is a really good card. Not really for us, but even if you don't kick it, it generally is nice, and just because of how flexible it is. And if you do kick it, it's pretty insane. So I think we take the Adept here. It's not a cleric. It is a wizard. It'll help with party cards, and it's, you know, nice aggressive creature for its cost. It does draw both players' cards, but that's kind of just a wash most of the time. It's mostly just a 3-mana 3/3, you know, and that's fine for us here. Yeah. Okay, here we go. You know, I said we couldn't ask for more. Well, I guess Attended Healer is something else we'd ask for. It's another powerful life gain payoff that's also a cleric, and we definitely grab it here. And it's also a cleric payoff, so, you know. So what we really want to find at some point here is, you know, more clerics. As many clerics as we can. At this point, almost any cleric is going to be better than other cards in our deck. So we'll take the Outrider here. It's not anything special, but I think it's going to be more useful than Resolute Strike in this deck. Ooh, another Relic Vial. Okay, I'll take it. I can be happy about that. So yeah, now really anything that's a cleric is what we want to grab. Unfortunately, we're seeing lots of things that are not clerics right now. So Blood Beckoning is strong. I mean, not strong, but a good late game card for getting stuff back. But I think I'd rather just have another Adept. Yeah, look at all these not clerics. What's that about? We're going to cut white here. This has been a weird draft because it seems like black and white aren't very open. And yet, we're getting like all the cleric payoffs you could imagine. So, because the latent packs is sort of just disintegrated in our colors. Ooh. Okay. There's a third Relic Vial here. There's also a Shepherd of Heroes. I think we probably just take another Celebrant, though. It plus any of these life gain payoffs can really be a menace for our opponent. If I didn't already have 2 vials, I'd probably take one. And Shepherd is nice, too, but I think we want Celebrant right now. We want ways to repeatedly gain life and trigger it repeatedly for our cards like the Healer and Blight Priest and Cleric of Life's Bond, more than we just want one-shot life gain, you know? So I think that's the right pick there. I'd certainly take one of those Angels at some point, but I think of course, Celebrant's the right thing to do. So we got 1 Warrior, a bunch of Clerics, and 2 Wizards. So party cards, looking all right in our deck. Certainly. Man, look how helpful that cat is. It has like a little satchel attached to it. That's nice. I guess it has the medical supplies for our healer. I don't know. I don't know what the flavor is there. It's kind of weird that the cat it has with it in the art and the cat that... I guess it is the same cat. Just a different artist. But yeah, it has the same thing around its neck and the little satchel on its side. So it is the same. Okay. Don't think we want Throne of Makindi. Moss Pit Skeleton's not bad, and if I had Fixing, I'd consider splashing it, but I guess we're just going to take another Constrictor. We're probably not looking at enough +1/+1 counters right now to make it worth it. But, we'll try. Alright, we'll take a Highborn Vampire here. It might make the cut. Like, again, our deck is weird because it seems like black and white are just gone. Except for all the Cleric stuff, you know? All the Cleric stuff is here. So yeah, we'll take Makindi Ox over Smite the Monstrous. I don't love Smite the Monstrous. It is removal, but it's restrictive enough that I don't love it. And I think the Ox is a little better. So we're at 6 Clerics. I mean, I think we'd kind of like to get to 10 plus. So we'll see if we can make that happen. I mean, 6 is okay. It's just not absurd or anything like that. Oh yeah, this doesn't have to be Clerics dying. I forget about that. So, if anything dies while we control a Cleric, so that's pretty good. I'm going to cut green, I guess, just to make someone freak out, except they, I mean, they won't. It's the end of the pack. Hi, Jay Dorfer. Yeah, I'm happy to be streaming again after not being able to very regularly for the last month or so. But now I'll be back streaming and doing it more than normal, you know, 3 days a week or so. Grab this utility knife, I guess. So, Coveted Prize is cool, but it's going to be hard to, you know, you kind of need full party for it to be at its best. We'd probably just take another Blight Priest. You know, it's another life gain payoff, and it's a cleric. Sounds great. I wouldn't mind a Sajiri Shelter or Tazim Raptor wheeling, but we take the Blight Priest for sure. Ooh, boy. Look at that. So we have no fixing, right? Well, I think we're going to be passing Nahiri, sadly. If this pack just has too many good things for us in it to pass it up, like the Fledgling and Deadly Alliance in particular. And we're not really going to have equipment. You kind of need it for her to be good. As nice as she is and as powerful as she is, probably just take the removal. That's one thing we don't have a lot of. So I think we just take Deadly Alliance. It would be nice for this to wheel just because it's a cleric, but we're going to take the removal here. Fledgling is a pretty nice card too, but, you know, got to take what's there. Okay, well, here we are going to take a Protector, you know. Oh, maybe we just want to Pack Beast more. Do we just want to Pack Beast more in this deck? We don't have very many 2s, so I actually think we do. Yeah, we're going to go with Pack Beast. It also makes our Outrider moderately better. But yeah, we could use some more 2s, so I think that was the right call there. I mean, the Angel Heart thing has an okay into the battlefield trigger, but it's only relevant like half the time, like at best, I feel like. A lot of the time it's like, yeah, I make my 2/2 indestructible and there's still no reason to attack with it. Okay, so we don't have any clerics here. I'm leaning towards taking Practice Tactics. Our deck has ended up with enough party creature types that I think it's worthwhile. So yeah, I think that's what we take over another Adept. Or a Dreadworm. Dreadworm's not terrible. Because yeah, we're looking at... What are we looking at? We're looking at 2 Warriors, 2 Wizards, 7 Clerics. I think that's a reasonable spread for Practice Tactics. Hello, 3 Good, 5 You. How's it going? All right. Again, this has been a pretty weird draft. It's like black and white are being taken by everybody unless it's cleric payoffs, in which case I just get them. You know what I mean? Wow. If this draft wasn't already weird, this Phylath World Sculptor has made it this late. Nobody's in red-green. And doesn't have the ability to splash. I don't know how else to explain that. Okay. Doesn't work for us, but so, you know, Subtle Strike. Gloomhunter does gain us life, and that matters. Maybe I'm interested in that more than these other things. Yeah, I think we'll go for it. It's a repeatable source of life gain, and like I said, that matters. All right, here we're going to grab a Cleric, Demon's Disciple. Yeah. I haven't been super impressed with Demon's Disciple, but it's a Cleric, so there you have it, you know. That's all there is to it. Look at all those 3s, my god. I'm probably not going to play Constrictors in the end. Alright, well, I think we grab another Pack Beast here pretty happily. Now that we also have Practice Tactics, Pack Beasts makes those a little bit better too. Alright, here we'll take a Healer over another Practice Tactics. It's a Cleric, and it gains us life, so... Alright, we're going to grab McKindy Ox. I mean, we're not going to play it. We probably aren't even going to play this one. I imagine we're going to cut everything that doesn't have a party creature type or a life gain effect, which is not very many cards. So that was pretty much it, right? Yeah, I mean, Kabira Outrider may get the Axe too. Right now, it'll make the cut. I mean, and yeah. Well, there's a Tazim Raptor. We don't really have anything to return, but and it doesn't have a party creature type either. But I still think a Windrake is a little better than a Highborn Vampire will be. It is yet another 3, but better to. It's not that bad to overload on 3s. Grab a Dreadworm, which won't make the cut, but yeah, okay. This isn't terrible, but none of the last few cards we took were, but it's not good either. Alright. We have so many 3s in this deck. So, I don't think we have enough +1/+1 counters for Constrictor to make sense. I mean, literally, we have 2 cards that will have them, right? Yeah, it's not enough. This would give us another one, I guess, but I don't think I'm on board with that. I think this is pretty much just our deck, and I think it looks like a pretty good one. We got a lot of life gain and cleric payoffs. We'll sometimes just have a board that is just draining away our opponent while we gain a bunch of life. And I think that's fine. I kind of do think we want 17 lands just because we have so many 3s. Yeah, I mean, we could consider maybe cutting one, but I don't feel like there's anything substantial that we're giving up. An Ox or a Dauntless Unity, or none of these things are especially good. Synergy is big enough in this format that Dreadworm has been a pretty big disappointment, I think. Yeah, in the end we ended up with 11 clerics, which is definitely enough. Yeah, I mean, again, I can go to 16 lands, but I just don't know that it's worth it. I just don't have anything that good to put in. How many creatures do we have? I guess maybe Dauntless Unity might be okay in our deck as the last card. Yeah, I was counting the clerics when I said 11 clerics. We only have 9 that actually say cleric. Yeah, I mean, I guess if I put something in, it's probably Dauntless Unity. I mean, our curve tops out at 4, but we just have so many 3s. Like, if you have a bunch of 2s, going 16's easy. At 3, it gets a little trickier, I think. I can play with more than 40, but it's not a good idea to generally. Echo Zero. It makes your deck less consistent. I think I'm sticking with 17 here. We do have some mana sinks, like Attended Healer. Is that really our only one? I think there's another one somewhere. Oh, Relic Vial. So, I mean, I think I'm fine with this. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, Dreadworm or Ox over Highborn Vampire might not be a terrible call. I kind of like that it costs 4 and has a party creature type. I mean, we have like 2 or 3 cards that care about party, but... Right, pretty good hand. We don't have any of our payoffs, weirdly, but it's a fast hand. It's one that can curve out. So yeah. Okay. What's my favorite Planeswalker card? Do you mean in this set or like ever? Okay. So there's a good chance that whatever I play is just going to end up trading. Because Fireblade Charge is annoying, and I'd rather kill it now than wait for them to get a 2-for-1 out of it. I guess that means Pack Beast is what I'm going to play. So if it attacks here, I think I definitely block it. Wish I had one of those right about now. Okay. So I could play Demon's Disciple here just to kill it. Fireblade Charger is such a nuisance, man. So I think I play the Raptor. We will occasionally return a land with it just because of our Jerboa, but not in this case. So again, I think I block the Charger if it attacks. What are you going to do with that extra mana? Okay. Yeah. So, you know, inevitably this deck is going to have a way for the Charger to be, like, really good. And I don't really want to deal with that. I'd rather just trade with it now. And yeah, I think that's our plan. Alright. So now it's a question of... We definitely are just going to wait to kick this, probably. I mean, we could consider playing Healer and Gloomhunter here. I guess that's not terrible. It's not good either, though. But maybe it is. Yeah, I think we play them both. I'm going to do it. And then next turn, like, Jerboa plus land is pretty potent. But I'm not loving the way this has started. I mean, eventually we're going to gain a bunch of life, and that'll make life hard for them, but we haven't done it yet, and we don't really have a way to do it yet. Yeah, Gloomhunter definitely can put in work if we get some action, you know. Like I said, just drawing a land right now wouldn't be bad, and we can play pretty much everything else in our deck. So, no matter what we draw, it'll be useful, most likely. I just take the attack here if they attack me, incidentally. I mean, that's the thing to do. We're going to hope we can outrace them with our life gain, so we're just going to take this. Yeah, that's gross, but I think I go ahead and attack here with both. Uh-oh. Okay. We're taking it, but it's gonna hurt. Yeah. Okay. We're in trouble. I mean... It's gonna be pretty challenging not to die here. I think my Disciple will actually help. It's just a question of what I want to sacrifice. It may just be our Healer. Hold on to the 3-1 because it can block the War Leader and kill it. Could also be the Gloomhunter. So, yeah, let's attack with our Gloom Hunter. I think I'm going to have to give up the Gloom Hunter here. But yeah, we're not in good shape. You know, this deck has enough multiple copies of things that I think we'll get the sort of like creature enters the battlefield, gain a bunch of life combo going. But we couldn't, I mean, it didn't come together at all in this game. So I have to block the Ambusher. And once our board is decimated the way it's about to be, Jerboa is not going to be very useful. So let's hope they don't have a trick or something. A trick here is devastating, and that is, well, it kills us with that one. Ouchies. I definitely think not blocking all three was the thing to do there. If we did block all three, sure, we would have lasted another turn once we knew what was going to happen, you know, but it wouldn't have mattered. We would have had no board. So trying to hold on to something there and kill their lord was, I think, the right thing to do. All right, let's get a hand that works out a little better. Let's get some cleric nonsense going here. This definitely could be cleric nonsense. We do need to draw a third land to get it going, but there's a reasonable chance we do that. Third land, I'm gonna need you to show up, please. I mean, I think this hand's good enough that even if we miss one land drop, we'll probably be okay. And we don't miss a land drop, which is great news. So, yeah, we're gonna lead with Blight Priest, although the Celebrant is a better blocker. But, yeah, let's get the Blight Priest thing going here. They left a bunch of mana up, which means they might have counter magic, but luckily for us, we have two core Celebrants. The question is whether I want to play the healer first and be super greedy. Given Jawari Disruption being in this format, I don't think that's the right move. I'm considering attacking with our Pack Beast. I mean, it doesn't really matter right now. Yes, I think we do. We're going to send our Pack Beast in. If they want to trade, I'm down. Okay, so that's all they have, which is good news for us. Yeah, so now we go Celebrant. Get this train going. They're leaving up a bunch of mana again, which I don't like. I think I'm going to attack with my Celebrant here. We have a backup if things go sideways. We also have Deadly Alliance if what they try to do is a trick. Okay, well, things are working out for us. You know, they're doing things and using up their mana, and we're perfectly okay with that because we're just going to go crazy here with life gain triggers, making cat tokens. Woo! It's been a while since I've gotten the healer with this combo. I mean, I've had it before, but it's been a while since I've had it all. The Jerboa will be pretty nasty if we get enough cats out there. So they're like frantically trying to survive, which I like. So, I think we play our Canyon Jerboa here and then a land. Yeah. Then a land. And then I'm going to attack with the cat token. It's not really worth attacking with anything else. So now any land we draw is pretty good, in addition to playing one of the cards in our hand is being pretty good. Okay, so that's going to be a nuisance most likely. Ooh. Well, I think we just play another Blight Priest here. We don't really have any attacks, but that's okay. We don't need them. Okay, so we got our relic file. I don't actually think we want to play it yet. I think we'd rather play Core Celebrant here. Oh, man. So, do we just attack with everything here and hope they don't have a way to really blow us out? Or do we just wait another turn because we can? Like, I think we probably just wait one more turn. Like, there's no reason to try to do something here that could go sideways. I mean, granted, we're at 31. But that's also a reason for us to sort of be cautious. Or, you know, or they'll scoop. So we've seen two very different hands so far. We had one where we just couldn't get cleric things going at all. And then in the next game, we got all the cleric things. All the clerics. I think the more consistent thing our deck will do is something in the middle, where we get a couple of life gain payoffs and some triggers are happening, but not like the 8 or 9 that were happening in that game. Alright, so this is a hand where we don't quite have as much going on, but it's fine. Could be better, of course, but it's fine. Okay. Well. I think we'll go ahead and attack with our healer. Trade healers. I probably should have picked up a Blood Beckoning, as combo-y as our deck is. You know, I know we passed one at some point, but when you have this many sort of combo-y cards, it usually makes sense to bring back blood, but have things to bring back your combo pieces that die, you know. Okay. So I think I'd probably actually play the Outrider here. Yeah. I knew low mage's domination was going to be good, but Blood Beckoning, especially in this deck, is quite good. Better than I expected. This is definitely like one of the more combo-y decks we've seen in a limited format in a while. That's like consistent, you know. and has lots of pieces that come. I guess the cycling deck in Ikoria was similar. Okay. Do I just play Relic Vial here and attack with my Outrider? If they double block my Outrider, though, right now, I can Deadly Alliance to really ruin their lives. I guess I'll attack first. Yeah. Like, if they try to double block, Deadly Alliance will devastate them. You do have 1 white mana, so something could happen, but... Alright. So... we'll kill, the Cleric. I guess. It doesn't really matter which we kill, but... Do they have an answer here? They do. Oh, actually they don't. That was ugly for them. I guess it's a 2 for 2, actually, which is a little better than it would have been, right? Yeah. So it's not that bad. They'll be okay. Alright. Let's play our Jerboa here. We can use the Raptor to help us play a land next turn. I guess we could just use the Raptor to return a land now. Yeah, that kind of works for me. Guess I'm going to attack first. Look out. Oh yeah, you're right. It's a 2 for 3 because they lost those 3 cards. You're right. And we lost 2. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. So let's play our Jerboa. Good chance, decent chance it gets countered. That's okay. Our opponent must have that draw spell, like the party draw spell. I mean, I'm trying to decide what they have that costs 5, or if their hand's just filled with lands. Bounce spell? Bounce spell it is. Not that upset by that, though. Okay, so... yeah, I mean, I guess we're just going to replay the Core Celebrant they bounced. So, yeah, they could have a Tempest. That is true. I feel like they would have played it last turn if they had it, but could be wrong. Yeah. Alright, so let's play our Celebrant again. Yeah, they're in trouble. Just because they don't seem to have anything but lands. It's usually not where you want to be. Alright, so... we're going to play our Raptor here. Turn a Swamp. Yeah, that's not good for them. Let's try to play our Attended Healer first here. And there's not really any reason to do it. I guess there is if they, like, kill my Celebrant, but... Onto Inversion would be bad news, but maybe that means we should play our Relic Vial. That gives us insurance against that. Yeah. We're in such good shape that I think it's an okay plan. Especially because they have, like, no life. I know it's all permanents, but they will go to 1 life if they cast onto Inversion because of Relic Vial. Yeah, that sucked for them. They flooded out. And the practice tactics play, I think they were thinking it was going to do more damage, which we've all been there. Yeah, it would be interesting if they had onto Inversion. Alright, solid hand. We kind of want a 3rd land at some point, but other than that, we have, you know, one of our combos. Actually, I think I play the healer first, because then I can play a Pack Beast next turn and give it lifelink. You know, if that comes up. If I don't draw a land, I can still do that too, which is nice. And we do draw a land. So the question here is whether I want to be worried about Ondu or Jawari Disruption, or just try to play my Pack Beast here. I think I'm going to play Blight Priest and see what happens. I'm going to really... Okay, luckily it worked out alright. If it's one of those plays where, like, it's like, man, if I played around that Jawari Disruption, that would have been devastating for them. But I think the upside here was well worth it. Okay, now we'll play our Celebrant. Well, that'll make it harder to attack. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a great play here. I'm just going to play the Adept. That Vanquish the Weak will come in handy. It's not worth attacking with Blight Priest here or Expedition Healer, so we're just going to end our turn. But this Vanquish will probably come up next turn. Killing the Riptide, obviously you don't ever want to try to do it. Okay. So to answer the question asked of me earlier, I guess Karn is my favorite Planeswalker character. And I really like Sarkhan Unbroken as like a Planeswalker card. It's a pretty cool design. I also actually really like the discardy Liliana. I feel like they must have... Okay, they don't have a kill spell. They were just sort of checking things out. Why'd they put a hold on my upkeep? Must have done it accidentally, I think. I don't have any mana up. Weird. Are they rage quitting or... There we go. Alright, so... Honestly, I think we vanquish the weak Cascades here and just swing with everything. Drops them down to 5. Oh yeah, I think Vraska the Unseen is a pretty cool Planeswalker too. Just talked about her on one of this week's top 10s. Her little assassin tokens are pretty cool. So what are they gonna do here? Kill my Blight Priest with Relic Amulet, probably? Yeah. Kind of what I expected. Okay, that's a good draw. And just in case things go sideways here, I'm also going to play a healer now. So, we would like to draw one of our ways to do damage to them, like our Relic Vial or another Blight Priest. That's what we're going to need here. I mean, they have a lot of resources right now, and Relic Amulet is slowly going to win them the game if we don't. I mean, you know, it's a little slow, but it'll get to the point more quickly than you might think that it can really hurt us. Oh, that's a good draw. Okay. Question is, what do we give up? But either way, it's worth it. It potentially wins us the game, like if they let it happen here. Bounce your own guy, huh? I'm not sure that matters. I mean, now I'm gonna have to sacrifice a creature, but I should have enough damage to finish them off. Yeah, sacking itself probably makes sense. Ah, okay. So they're barely gonna survive here instead. And yeah, sacking itself makes sense. So, to not die here... Okay. Alright. So, the question is whether... Like, what they could have. So, I'm going to go ahead and play a Pack Beast now, just so I can make sure my Cleric gets a little bigger. Might also get them to respond. Get more information about what they're doing. That's kind of what I figured they might have. So they're going to kill our Cleric now. But we're going to go wide here. After all, we only need one of these creatures to get in next turn to kill them. Yeah, Relic Amulet is nice. I wish we had one of our relics, but... No attacks. We're at 37 and they're at 1. It would be a pretty amazing comeback. It happens, though. It could happen. So they also have Chilling Trap, which will make one of our creatures do no damage, and a blocker. So right now, they just need one more card to not die. This actually was not the pack one pick one. We actually pack one picked one. The ooh, that's good. Yeah, okay. We're just gonna play a Relic Vial here, which is basically game over. Our pack one pick one was actually Shatter Skull Smasher. Pack one pick 3 was the Cleric, and that's when we pivoted. And then Clerics were pretty open from there. It's not very often you end up with a deck with no double-face modal cards in this set, but that's what we have. No double-face modal cards. Alright, this is solid. I mean, it's a Cleric list. Like a, you know, we don't have any of our big combo pieces, but, you know, we have cards to help us draw into them, plus removal and a 2-drop, so, you know, you can't really send that back. Chances, you know, giving up one card is a big cost, you know. You have to end up with a pretty impressive hand for a 6-card hand to be better than this one, which is, you know, we have both our colors, we can basically play everything in our hand. Even if we don't have any of our silly combo pieces, we'll see them, I think. Probably. Well, there's one of them. I think chances are good we're just going to want to play our Adept, though. Just foot on the gas. It also makes our Deadly Alliance cost 3, which could certainly come up in the very near future. Alright, so let's attack. See if this gets Jawari Disruption. It does not. Nice little aggressive start with the 2 and a 3 that are both, you know, reasonable stats-wise on curve. Like, it's the kind of start that if our opponent, for example, doesn't have a third land, looks like they do, though, but, yeah. Why they said oops? Oh, they have to discard. That sucks. We've all been there, though. I think I play our Relic Vial here and attack with Farsight Adept. It'll drain them for 1. If they block, it will. Otherwise, it'll do 3 to them like it did. So, I can get Deadly Alliance down to 2? Yeah. Pack Beast will drop it down to 2. Pretty good deal. Yeah, we're just going to take that. Ooh. I'm concerned enough about their potential to party up here that I may have to kill... I may have to kill it. But the first thing I'm going to do is attack with our Adept. Because if they just want to trade their commander for our Adepts, we're cool with that. Right. They do not. So what we're going to do is play... Pack Beast. So we can kick our Gloom Hunter next turn, which is pretty nice. It would be nice to have a life gain payoff in play. We have a Cleric payoff, but not a life gain payoff right now. They have a lot of cards in their hand, which I don't particularly like. So we can kick our Gloom Hunter next turn, which looks pretty attractive right here. Well, that makes it a little less attractive. I think we still do it. Because it allows me to at least make it so they can't race. I hate their hand. Just because I have so many cards concerns me. I think my Gloom Hunter may be about to die. Yep. That's the good news. We get to drain them. We never got a Shepherd of Heroes, which is kind of sad, I think. I think I'm willing to trade my Adept here for their Adept. Yeah, let's give it a try. I mean, they're probably not the kickeriest deck ever, but, you know. So I can cash in a creature to draw a card at some point, which may very well be worth it. I really don't want to trade my healer for a Drake token, if I can help it. Even if it is going to gain us 3 life and drain them 1. Doesn't seem worthwhile to me. We'll just end our turn there. Probably sack, like, our Pack Beast to our Vial. Maybe block sack, if something, you know, happens that makes that look reasonable. That Roost of Drakes is bad news. So they're gonna hit us for 5 here, I would guess, yeah. Warrior, Wizard, Cleric. I probably was too aggressive in killing the squad commander. I was very worried they'd find a way to get full party, and that would have been a nightmare, but I was probably a little too afraid of it. They're gonna kick something here, and I'm not gonna like it. Or they'll just play a sellsword. So, yeah, we're definitely gonna cash in a Pack Beast here. Oh, that's helpful. Sounded like I was being sarcastic there, but it actually is helpful. Do we try to go for it now when they have slightly less resources than they'll have later? Yeah, I think we try. Bouncing their own creature, which of course also gives them a Drake, unfortunately for us. I think I'm going to play this land just because, although I guess I could hold on to it just to bluff, because I can return a land and then replay it. And then still leave up our Relic Vial? Yeah. It's very little, you know, minuscule value, but it might be worthwhile. This is going to be a tough one to win, I think. Ugh. I think it's going to be better to block and kill one of these than it will be to sacrifice. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now they're on the life gain train, too. Yeah. That means... Does that mean we're dead? We take 5. We can block 3 of these. Not quite. We're not quite dead. I mean, we're pretty much dead, but we're not quite dead. Are we at the point where we kind of have to cash in a creature? I think we can wait to draw. Because, yeah, I think we can wait to draw a card. I don't really see how we can win, but waiting to draw is probably the way to do it if we have any hope whatsoever. So, yeah, it's not going to do it. Alright, will not do it. Let's try to avoid that 3 and 3. I seem to have lost the music on Arena for some reason. There it is. Okay, good hand. I wish I was going first a little bit, but... So I think we lead with the Cleric. If they kill it, sure, that'll be disappointing, but... if they don't, it will quickly run away with the game, so... Seems like a fair trade-off to me. Definitely should have taken a Blood Beckoning. I'm regretting that more and more as this draft goes on. Alright. It does look like we're going to keep it alive for now. Ooh, that'll be good. Alright, well, let's get this thing going. Oh, it's only the first time this turn that one gets the boost. So is it better to play Demon's Disciple here and just sack the Disciple? This will become a 3-3, and I'll either get rid of a Death Toucher or a paired Tactician. I could also just Vanquish the Weak on the Tactician right now, which I won't be able to do later because it'll get bigger. But it won't become a 4-3 this turn if I do the Demon's Disciple thing. So yeah, let's do the Disciple. I'm sure they lose the Blightblade, but maybe they lose a Tactician. Okay. That makes me feel a little bit better mana-wise. Probably means they have Rabid Bite, but, you know, we'll worry about that when it happens, which is probably right now, but... Ooh. Well. That's not really what you want to see, is it? Well, of course, Celebrant. I mean, the good news is the ability... Well, they're pretty close to being able to use it. We need to draw Deadly Alliance or whatever to kill that Tazri. I feel good about racing. Just because we have so much life gain. We're gonna attack here. That's not good. That was That was basically the only reason we had a decent chance in this game, despite Tazri being in play. And now, it's gone. Well, I think we need to vanquish that before it gets any bigger. We're still not done or anything, but pretty soon they'll be able to use this ability, and once they start doing that, we're in trouble. So... Okay, well... Don't think that's going to be enough, though. They can use this ability now. Plus, they seem to have removal constantly, which is sad for me. Okay. I'm going to need to do some blocking here, unfortunately. I mean, I can block that for free, so that's nice. Do I also block the Blight Blade and then just take 7? Probably. We'll just take 8. Yeah, we're just going to take 8. I think to have a chance here, it's kind of what we need to do. This deck was so synergistic, but I think it's going to fall short in the end. I don't really see how it won't, given our situation. It looks like another 3-3. We got the triggers going, but, you know, that's not exactly enough. We don't have enough of the triggers going. Alright, so I'm going to block here. Take 4. Ooh. Right now we can only do 2 with it, but if I play my Kabira Outrider, I can do more than 2 with it. So let's play the Outrider. They're about to use Tazri's ability, which is kind of a nightmare, but, you know, what are you going to do? Things are starting to look possible, you know? It's looking possible that we might find our way out of this, at least. I say that, of course, when they still could potentially use Tazri's ability, and they will. And I don't see how they're going to miss anything. I mean, they'll hit at least one thing, and there's a good chance they'll hit 2. Yeah, they hit 2. Tended Healer and Joraga Visionary. That is not so good. So, they have a full party right now. Alright, the only good news here is we're going to get to kill the Shepherd. Now the question is... Nah, I just take it. It's not a question. We just take it. Okay, so I think I play the Adept here. Then we'll attack with our Gloom Hunter. So, oh no, yeah. Tazri's ability. So, we are about to get our combo online, our healer combo. The question is just whether or not that'll be enough, since they're also gaining a ton of life. But let's find out. I mean, we're getting there. We have turned this around. And once you assemble the Blight Priest Healer Celebrant combo, it's pretty ugly. For your opponent, it's ugly, I should say. We suddenly have a chance. Didn't look like we would, but... This 5/5's not great news, but I'm like reasonably confident we can outrace it. Alright, so we got the Relic Vial online. We can't attack with our 1/1 anymore, unfortunately. If this attacks us, I do think we block it, because it'll gain me 1 life, which will do 1 to them, and then it'll make a cat token, which will do 2 to them. So, yeah. Oh, plus, yeah. Well, I wouldn't say we're back yet. I mean, they can play Tazri's ability very cheaply, and they have ways to gain life, too. So, we're definitely back in a place where we could win, at least. But it's far from a foregone conclusion, unfortunately. But we're getting close. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think that might mean we lose. They're gonna force us to block the 1. And I think we die. Because that is... I mean, I'm just gonna do it. There's no reason for me to do the math, because I don't have a choice. So we'll just do what they're making us do. So... Oh, now they don't even let me gain the life. Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, alright, well... Back-to-back 3-3s to start the day. Yeah, I mean, that Arbor Mage is nice because it's like a reasonable card. If you can't kick it, and then when you can kick it in a late-game situation like that, it's gross.